Hello and welcome to today's episode of Velocity Kinetics. You find me in an unusual position today. Quite an annoyed one, and it's caught me off guard to such a degree that I've come out in my appear a bit of a mess, committing a crime against fashion wearing socks with sandals, and in general unable to wrap my head around something. And it's not the result of Spa GP or how long they delayed starting, because, well, the less said about that the better. I appreciate they've got to be safe, but what have you, and normally I wouldn't record when I feel as bloated as I do today, but something has gotten on my nerves and I need to speak about it. So I bought this car in November-ish last year. This is my Civic, my 2019 68 plate Civic. EX model. Really liking the car so far, but there is one thing that has, sorry, that was just a habit, that there is one thing that has started to bother me quite a lot. Now, what it is, I'd initially had the bother in the dark months because, you know, it's dark, you need your lights, so therefore that's when I thought I had the problem. Well, not thought I had the problem. I feel when I'm sat in my driving position in this car, if I just swing into position now, and I apologise in advance if, even though I've appear to have moved away from the camera, if my voices appear to gotten louder, I'm also using a backup recording device because there's a bit of wind and I don't actually know which audio I'll be able to use. But in my normal driving position, which is about, well, it's not about, it is this, the headlights are a tiny bit too low for my liking. I like my headlights to be up quite high so I can see quite a long way ahead. For me, the headlights in this point too low. And in the Swace, be a dial button there. In the Balenos, both of them, dial button there. Swift, dial button there. That's all my other cars I've owned. My parents' Ford Fiestas, all blue, green, white. All 5 that they've had, same here. Both my dad's Cougars were there. The countless Volvos that they've owned over the years, all sort of, if they weren't there, it was in a very common sense place. I'm 99% sure they were all there. So where you would normally see not a sock and sandal, it's just because these were the fastest things to put on my feet, so I apologise for the fashion offence, but where you would normally see a headlight adjuster, say here or around here, we obviously haven't got one. Got the engine stop start there. We haven't got anything equivalent here, nor is it for some bizarre reason over this side. For reasons known only unto Honda, it would appear that this is how you adjust your headlight, because they're LEDs, and this side. But because you are, as I'm looking at the car, it's obviously the wrong way around, but right hand drive versus left hand drive, depends on which side you then use. Like I say, something to do with LED headlights, and I believe it's something to do with this piece here on the headlight, as I understand it from the owner's manual, instruction book, whatever you want to describe it as. But not a good move. For reasons that only make sense to Honda, and as I've had a quick look online and in a quick look in the owner's manual, and it's nearly 800 pages long, including the index. It's nearly as thick as the Count of Monte Cristo in thickness, depending on what publication you've got. I don't get why. Why is it not there? And now, if this is a side effect of headlights going LED, then my head is scratching, because it's like, well, I'm sure my Swace's headlights are LED, and they are adjustable. So So we've got the How It Works Civic guide. So if we go all the way to the index, we'll go for adjust, yes it was, adjusting headlights, page 221. So all the way back here we go, 222, 221. So this is the page for adjusting the headlights. It's not a double spread or nothing on the next page for adjusting the headlights. It then goes on to auto high beam and talks about the auto high beam on the next page. So this is all I've got for how to adjust the headlights. So you can adjust the vertical angle of the low beam headlights when the ignition is in the on position. Got an asterisk saying models that have an engine start stop button instead of an ignition switch. Turn the adjustment dial to select an appropriate angle for the headlights. The larger the dial number indicates the lower the angle. And then it's going through the dial positions in this table here, recommended things, and then that's it. Headlight adjuster. Your vehicle is equipped models with automatic headlight adjuster system. Your vehicle is equipped with the automatic headlight adjusting that automatically adjusts the vertical angle of the low beam headlights. If you find a significant change in the vertical angle of the headlights, there may be a problem with the system. Have it checked by your dealer. I'm not 100% sure this has got the automatic adjuster on because I can't find anything in that menu for it. In the built-in, models with halogen headlights. The headlights are suitable for left-hand drive and right-hand drive without the need to make any adjustments or masking as per UN Regulation number 48, Dover Regulation. Models with LED headlight, you may need to alter the headlight beam distribution. Go to page 534. Fine, we'll go to page 534. 480, hey, nice Volvo. That's an Auto Alex video earlier this year. Still would like one. Given how this, I wonder if the previous owner of this car has had a nightmare with this in the past, because there's a really heavy crease in the book that falls right open to adjusting headlight distribution and Honda sensing. And then it's vague as hell. Sorry, I apologise about the pause. Driving the right-hand type vehicle in right-hand traffic or left-hand type vehicle in left-hand traffic causes headlight glare to oncoming vehicles. You need to alter the headlight beam distribution using masking tape. And it's got a diagram of where you would place this, which is the ridges I'm pointing to. Don't know where in the edit I will stick this, but if I haven't already put it in the video, there's a bit coming up video from my phone where there's pointing at the ridges on the headlights. Prepare 2 rectangular pieces of masking tape measuring 40mm, 1.6 inches wide, and 80mm, 3.1 inches long. Use masking tape that can shut out light, such as seal type waterproof vinyl. Affix tape to lens as shown. That's it. The only other thing is in this little box here, be careful not to adhere the tape to an incorrect location. If the headlight beam is distributed incorrectly, it may not comply with your country's legal requirements. Ask your dealer for details. I'm sorry. If this is one with LED, and I suppose I need to try and, when I take it in for a service in a couple of months, I'll ask them what headlights has it got and how do I adjust them, because the height for my driving position is too low. And as you can see, there's not an awful lot of headroom between. I mean, I can get most of my hand between the top of my head, but it's about the thickness of about about the fleshiest part of your hand near your thumb. That's about the gap I've got between the top of my head when I'm sat properly. I have to be very careful when Sarah's driven the car, because she sits even higher up. I can't wrap my head around it. And it goes on all the other stuff about the headlights, adjusting the things like the auto high beam and things like that. Then I've got about how to replace the bulbs and how to replace the lights, so removing the coupler and such and such. And then the front foggies. And then the sensor. Sorry, I've just seen something in the book that talks about HDMI. I was beginning to think, holy crap, have I actually got an HDMI slot in this car? And why? But such a simple function made so unnecessarily complicated. That's essential for everybody. Even if it's just your own comfort to make and confidence on the road. So I sometimes feel at night, whilst I don't always go normal speed at night anyways, and I go a few miles an hour slower anyway, I feel like in this car, unless I'm on the motorway, a lit piece of motorway, I go even slower than the caution I would normally apply in the Swace anyway. In the Swace I'm arguably even higher up when I do drive it these days. That's what I think of it. And the help I can find online is not very helpful, not as in people haven't tried to be helpful. People have tried to be fantastically helpful in various YouTube videos and tutorials and what have you. It's just, they shouldn't need to exist in the first place, in my opinion. It's probably the only sour point I've got about owning this car so far. Sorry, that's not meant to sound upset. Just try not to burp down the camera. I don't know. Maybe I've just got too much common sense for my own good. Maybe I just like things too easy and straightforward and simple. Answers on the postcard. But if anyone in the comments does know how to do it properly in one of these, then feel free to reach out, but I haven't got a bloody clue. Drive safe, everyone.